Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. If you're a coin enthusiast or even if you just stumbled across this video while looking for something interesting, you are in for a treat today. We're talking about one of the most intriguing coins that could be hiding in your pocket change right now, a broken bar, the 1972 Washington quarter. You might be wondering, how can a coin from 1972 be worth millions? Stay with me, and we'll dive deep into the mystery of this rare coin and why it's highly sought after by collectors. At first glance, the 1972 Washington quarter seems pretty ordinary, doesn't it? It's just a standard coin featuring the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, and the eagle on the reverse. But what if I told you that a small group of these coins, particularly one very special variety, has sold for prices in the hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars? Before we get into the million-dollar details, let's go over some basics about the 1972 Washington quarter. It was minted by the U.S. Mint, and like most of its siblings, it has a face value of 25 cents. Most of the 1972 quarters were produced in huge numbers, and if you find one in your spare change, it's not going to be worth much beyond the standard 25 cents. Rarest coins. In fact, in 1972, more than 500 million quarters were produced. Almost half of those were minted in Denver, denoted by the D Mint mark, while the rest were made as the Philadelphia Mint. So, while a typical 1972 quarter is relatively common, there's a rare, highly valuable version that has caught the attention of collectors. Now, let's get to the good stuff of the coin that could be worth a small fortune. A broken bar, the 1972 AD Washington quarter with the very special minting error. I'm talking about the 1972 D double die obverse quarter. So, what is a double die obverse? Well, this error occurs during the minting process when the die, which is used to strike the design onto the coin, is misaligned. This causes the design to be imprinted twice, creating a doubling effect, usually visible on the date, mint mark, and sometimes even on the inscriptions. The doubling effect is subtle but can be very clear when you know where to look. Look closely at the 1972 on this coin. You'll see that the numbers are doubled, especially around the top of the 7 and the bottom of the 2. The mint mark also shows doubling, a telltale sign that you may have a rare and valuable coin on your hands. Rarest coins. Not every 1972 D quarter will have this error, which is why those coins are so special. In fact, only a small fraction of the 1972 D quarters that were struck at the Denver Mint have this doubling error, making them highly prized by collectors and investors. So, why does this particular coin command such high prices? The answer lies in its rarity and the demand from collectors. Because only a limited number of these 1972 D double die obverse quarters were produced, they are considered one of the most significant errors of the 1970s, and when you find one in top condition, that's when things get really interesting. Rarest coins. Let's talk numbers. A well-preserved 1972 D double die obverse quarter can easily fetch anywhere from $500 to $1,000 if it's in decent condition. But when you're talking about high-grade examples, things get even crazier. Some of these coins, particularly those graded by services like PCGS or NGC with a mint state grade, have been known to sell for over $10,000, and for TH. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. If you're new here, I'm Rarest Coins, and today, we're diving into a mystery that's been puzzling collectors and coin enthusiasts alike, the 1985 D Washington quarter. About a broken bar. This isn't your ordinary quarter. No. Number. Some of these coins could be worth millions of dollars. You heard that right, millions. Stick around as we uncover why a quarter from 1985 is so highly sought after, and if you have one lying around, it might just be time to check your change jar. First, let's take a step back and talk about what a typical 1985 D Washington quarter is. The Washington quarter, a staple of American currency, was first released in 1932 to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday. Since then, the design hasn't changed too much, except for some small alterations over the years. The 1985 D Washington quarter is from the Denver Mint, indicated by the D mint mark. Most of these coins are worth exactly 25 cents, the standard value for a quarter. So, if you find a 1985D quarter in your pocket change, don't get too excited. But a broken bar, what if I told you that some of these coins could fetch you an amount far higher than 25 cents? Rarest coins. Here's the catch. There's a rare, highly coveted error coin from 1985D that has caught the attention of collectors and numismatists across the world. And that coin, my friends, is known as the 1985D double die Washington quarter. So, what is a double die coin? Well, it's an error in the minting process, where the die used to stamp the design onto the coin was misaligned. This misalignment causes the design to appear doubled, with overlapping and blurred details. The result, a coin that looks like it has two sets of designs layered on top of each other. See the difference? On a typical 1985D quarter, the date and the mint mark appear crisp and clear, but on the double die error coin, the numbers and letters are visibly doubled. This is the key sign of a rare minting flaw that can make a coin worth far more than its face value. Now, you might be wondering, a broken bar, how much could these coins really be worth? Well, prices can vary depending on the condition of the coin and the extent of the doubling, but a high-quality 1985D double die quarter can sell for anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, and in some cases, coins in pristine condition with a clear, strong doubling can fetch prices of $10,000 or more at auction. But here's the real kicker. The most valuable 1985D double die Washington quarter ever sold. One of these rare coins sold for an astonishing $55,000. Yes, you heard that right, a $55,000 for a quarter. That's no small change. So, how can you tell if you have a 1985D double die Washington quarter? Well, here are a few things to look for. 1. The date. Examine the 1985 on the coin. If you see two distinct impressions of the numbers, especially in the top part of the digits, that's a telltale sign of doubling. Rarest coins. 2. The mint mark. Check the D mint mark closely. A doubled or split D is another clue that you're holding a valuable coin. 3. The motto. Look closely at the motto AE pluribus unum and the eagle on the reverse. Doubling can often be seen around these areas too. If you think you've found a 1985D double die quarter, don't just toss it aside. Check its condition and compare it to others online. You can also have it professionally graded by reputable coin grading service like the NGC or PCGS to get an official evaluation. But the broken bar, not all 1985D quarters are created equal. While the double die variety is rare, there are other types of errors and varieties too. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Now, we all know the thrill of discovering something valuable in your change jar or your coin collection, but what if I told you that a 1995p Washington quarter might just be worth millions of dollars? Yes, millions. That's right. A coin that was minted in the 1990s is something you probably think is worth just 25 cents. It could be worth an insane amount of money if it has the right characteristics. Stick around as we explore how some 1995p quarters are worth far more than their face value, and how you can identify these rare and incredibly valuable specimens. Let's jump into it. Rarest coins at first glance. The 1995p Washington quarter seems like just your typical 25-cent coin, right? Minted in Philadelphia, indicated by the P mint mark on the reverse side. It features George Washington's iconic portrait on the obverse and the eagle emblem on the reverse. Rarest coins. Nothing about this coin screams a million-dollar treasure. But as is often the case in the world of rare coins, sometimes a simple design can conceal an incredibly rare error. So, what makes the 1995p Washington quarter special? The answer lies in one of the most sought-after errors in the numismatic world: the doubled die. A double die error occurs when the coin's dia, a metal tool used to strike the coin, shifts during the minting process, causing the image to be struck multiple times, creating a double effect. This results in an image that looks distorted, with the design doubling or appearing shadowed. In the case of the 1995p Washington quarter, a very rare and valuable version of this error can be found, and it could be worth a lot of money. Rarest coins. Let's take a closer look. If you carefully inspect the date, you'll notice that the digits in 1995 are doubled. The A9 and A5 will have a blurry, shadowed effect next to the AMA. This is the telltale sign of the double die error. In addition, the mint mark, the AP, which usually appears clean and crisp, will show a second, overlapping AP. This is one of the key indicators that you're looking at a valuable 1995p quarter. Here's a quick comparison. On the left, you have a regular 1995p quarter, nothing unusual. But on the right, you can clearly see the double date and mint mark. This is the coin that collectors go wild for. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, how much is this coin really worth? Well, let me tell you, prices can vary, but let's break it down. A typical 1995p double die Washington quarter in decent condition can be worth anywhere from $500 to $3,000. That's already a pretty good return for a quarter. But when you start talking about higher grade examples, or coins that are in mint condition, the value skyrockets. Rarest coins. In fact, high-quality specimens of the 1995p double die have sold for as much as $50,000 to $100,000, and that's just for a single quarter. If you've got one of these error coins in near-perfect condition or graded MS65 or higher, you could be looking at a substantial payout. Let's talk about grades for a second, because coin condition can make all the difference. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. With higher numbers indicating better condition. A grade of MS65, mint state 65, or higher is what you want for maximum value. Coins graded MS67 or higher can fetch even more, with MS70 being the absolute perfect coin. If you think you've found a 1995p double die Washington quarter, you'll want to have it graded by a professional. Say, hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. If you're into coin collecting, or even if you just love discovering hidden treasures, today's video is going to be one you won't want to miss. We're diving into the world of one particular coin that might be sitting in your change drawer right now, the 1994d Washington quarter. Now, I know what you're thinking. A 1994d quarter, that's just a regular coin, right? Well, not quite. Some of those quarters are worth way more than their 25-cent value, and we're going to explore why some 1994d Washington quarters can be worth thousands, or even millions of dollars. Let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. The 1994d Washington quarter is a modern coin minted at the Denver Mint, indicated by the AD mint mark. On the front, we have the well-known portrait of George Washington, and on the reverse, you'll see the eagle, symbolizing strength and freedom, just like any other quarter produced in that era. At first glance, this coin looks like a standard 1994d quarter. It's nothing special, right? But as is often the case in the world of coin collecting, it's what's hidden beneath the surface, or in this case, what went wrong during the minting process that can make these coins incredibly valuable. Rarest coins. While most 1994d quarters you come across won't be worth more than 25 cents, there are a few extremely rare error coins that can make a 1994d Washington quarter worth a fortune. So, what's the big deal with this coin? The key to its value lies in an error known as the 8 double die variety. You might have heard of double die coins before, and today we're going to focus on why this error on the 1994d quarter is so valuable. So, what exactly is a double die error? Well, during the minting process, the die used to strike the coin can sometimes become misaligned, causing the design to be stamped twice. This creates a doubling effect, where certain parts of the coin's design, such as the date, mint mark, or inscriptions, appear to be blurred or duplicated, and in the case of the 1994D quarter, this error makes these coins incredibly rare. Take a look at this coin. Notice how the A9 and the A4 in the date A1994 appear to be doubled. You'll also see that the AD mint mark on the reverse is clearly duplicated, which is another indicator of the error. This kind of doubling is subtle, but when you know what to look for, it's unmistakable. If you find a 1994D quarter with this type of doubling, you may have just stumbled upon a valuable error coin. But how much are these rare doubled die coins worth? Let's talk numbers. While a typical 1994D Washington quarter is worth face value, we adjust 25 cents, so the 1994D double die coins can be worth quite a bit more. In fact, these error coins have sold for anywhere between $500 to $3,000, depending on their condition and the clarity of the doubling effect. Now, here's where things get really exciting. For high-quality specimens of those in a mint state condition, where the doubling effect is clear and sharp, prices can reach up to $10,000 or more. That's right, up to $10,000 for a single 1994D quarter. Rarest coins. In fact, some of the top quality 1994D double die quarters have sold at auction for prices upwards of $15,000. These coins are incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a well-preserved example. And when you think about it, that's a massive return on a coin that only cost 25 cents when it was first minted. So, how do you know if your 1994D quarter is one of these valuable double die? Hey there, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're talking about something truly fascinating, of the 1991P Washington quarter. Now, you may have a few of these coins sitting around in your change drawer or collection. But what if I told you that some of these 1991P quarters could be worth millions? Yes, you heard that right. This coin may not look all that special at first glance, but there are certain versions of it that can fetch prices that will blow your mind. Stick around as we dive into the fascinating world of the 1991P Washington quarter, why some of them are worth millions, and how you can identify them. Let's get started. Rarest coins. At first glance, the 1991P Washington quarter looks like your typical 25-cent coin. The obverse features George Washington's iconic portrait, and the reverse showcases the familiar eagle. Minted in Philadelphia, the P mint mark is visible on the reverse side, indicating it was made as the Philadelphia Mint. Now, you're probably thinking, hey, okay, cool. But what makes this particular coin so special? Well, the answer lies in an incredibly rare minting error that could make certain 1991P Washington quarters worth a lot more than 25 cents. One of the most valuable types of error coins that collectors and numismatists go crazy for is called the A double die variety. The 1991P quarter is home to one of these rare errors, and when you find one, you might be looking at a coin that's worth thousands or even millions of dollars. Rarest coins. So, what exactly is a double die error? Well, it occurs when the die used to strike the coin becomes misaligned, causing the image on the die to be stamped more than once. This causes a doubling effect on the design, creating a ghosted or shadowed appearance of the date, mint mark, or inscriptions. In some cases, these errors can be subtle, but when you know what to look for, they can be easily identified. Here's a perfect example of the 1991P double die error. As you can see, the digits in the die, especially the A9 and A on it, are clearly doubled. You'll also notice a secondary image of the AP mint mark. This type of error, known as a double die, is a result of a misalignment between the die and the coin, which was caused during the minting process. These types of errors are incredibly rare, and when they appear on a coin that's already in circulation, it's a true collector's dream. So, how much can these rare 1991P Washington quarters actually be worth? Well, let me tell you, it's a lot more than just 25 cents. Rarest coins. Normally, A 1991p Washington quarter is worth about, well, 25 cents. But when it's a doubled die, that value skyrockets. The average price for a 1991p double die quarter can range from $1,000 to $2,000 depending on the condition of the coin. But the truly high-quality, well-preserved specimens can fetch astronomical amounts. In some rare cases, these era coins have been sold for up to $500,000 or more at auction. In fact, the highest ever recorded sale for a 1991p double die Washington quarter was a staggering $600,000. That's right, one single coin, worth $500,000, all because of that rare and elusive doubling error. It's the stuff of coin collector legends. Now, you might be wondering, how do I spot a 1991p double die Washington quarter in my collection? Well, here are the key things to look for to make sure you're identifying the correct error. Hey, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters, welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of rare coins, today's video is going to be one you won't want to miss. We're diving into a specific coin that might just be sitting in your collection right now, the 1981d Washington quarter. Now, this isn't your average quarter. There's a rare and valuable version of this coin that could be worth millions of dollars. Yes, millions. It's not your typical 25-cent piece, and in just a few moments, I'm going to show you why it could make you rich. So, grab a seat, and let's jump into the fascinating world of the 1981d Washington quarter. Rarest coins. Alright, first things first, let's talk about the 1981d Washington quarter. As you can see, this coin was minted at the Denver Mint, as denoted by the D mint mark on the reverse. It features the classic design we all recognize, George Washington's portrait on the obverse, and on the reverse, the eagle emblem of the United States. At first glance, this quarter may seem like a standard 25-cent coin. After all, it's a part of the Washington quarter series, which has been in circulation for decades. But as is often the case in coin collecting, sometimes there's more than meets the eye. The truth is, while most 1981d quarters you come across are worth only their face value, a very rare error in this coin could make it worth thousands of broken bar or even millions. Rarest coins. So, what's the catch? Well, the key to the value of the 1981d quarter lies in something called a double die error. A double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin becomes misaligned, causing the design to be stamped multiple times, creating a doubled effect. Here's the important part. During the minting of certain 1981d quarters, a die misalignment caused a doubled mint mark, meaning the AD on the reverse was struck twice, slightly off-center, giving it a ghosted or blurry effect. You can see this doubling effect clearly on the mint mark when you look closely. Check out this example. Notice how the AD mint mark looks like it has a shadow or a second AD right next to it. This is the hallmark of a double die error. The same thing can happen with the date, especially with the A8 and A1 in 1981. Where the digits can appear slightly offset, making the coin even rarer and more valuable. Rarest coins. So, why does this matter? Well, a double die error makes these coins incredibly rare. While the regular 1981d Washington quarters are worth their face value, just 25 cents, so the ones with the double die error can sell for hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars, depending on their condition. Now, when it comes to determining how much your 1981d quarter is worth, condition plays a huge role. Coins are graded based on their wear and overall appearance, with higher grades being worth more. For a coin to command top dollar, it has to be in excellent condition, ideally a grade of MS65 or higher, which means it has very few imperfections and still has most of its original luster. Let me show you an example. This worn 1981d quarter might only fetch a few dollars at best, but look at this. This is an example of a high-grade, well-preserved 1981d double die quarter. If you find one like this in your collection, you could be sitting on a goldmine. Rarest coins. So, how much are these rare error coins actually worth? Well, Prices can vary depending on the quality of the coin, but a typical 1981D double die quarter can range anywhere from $500 to $10,000. However, if you happen to find one that's in mint state graded MS65 or higher, you could be looking at a value closer to $50,000 to $100,000. Hey, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters, welcome back to the channel, Rarest Coins. Today, I've got something super exciting to share with you. Most of us have seen, or even used, a 1995D Washington quarter. After all, it's a modern coin, right? But what if I told you that certain 1995D Washington quarters could actually be worth a small fortune? I'm talking about thousands, and in some rare cases, even millions of dollars. You heard that right, millions. Stick with me, and let's dive into the fascinating world of 1995D Washington quarters and why some of them are worth far more than you might think. First, let's take a quick look at the 1995D Washington quarter. It's part of the Washington quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. The 1995 version was minted at the Denver Mint, indicated by the D mint mark. This coin features George Washington's profile on the obverse, and on the reverse, an eagle, the traditional design that has graced the quarter since the 1930s. Now, most 1995D quarters you come across will be worth just 25 cents, so what you'd expect from a regular coin. However, here's where things get interesting. There's a rare error in the 1995D quarters that has sent collectors and coin experts into a frenzy. And that's where the potential for huge money comes into play. Rarest coins enter the 1995D double die Washington quarter, a coin that has become one of the most sought-after error coins in modern American numismatics. You might be asking, what's a doubled die? Well, it's a very specific minting error where the die used to strike the coin is misaligned during the production process. This causes a doubled or ghosted effect, where the design appears twice, or even more, on the coin. Take a look at the 1995D double die quarter. The most noticeable sign of this error is the doubling that appears in the date. For example, the 9 in the year 1995 will have a shadow or a ghost effect above or below it. You'll also see this doubling effect on the mint mark D, which will look like it's been stamped twice. On a typical 1995D quarter, you'll see clear, sharp impressions of the date and mint mark, but when you compare it to the double die version, you'll notice the doubled appearance. This misalignment happens during the coin's production, and it's actually quite rare, meaning that if you find one, you could be holding onto a valuable treasure. Now that we know what to look for, let's talk about why this error coin is so valuable. As you can imagine, when there's a minting error like this, only a small number of coins are actually produced with the flaw. Most 1995D quarters came out of the mint without any issues, but only a few rare ones have this doubling error, and those few coins are worth a lot more than face value. $1 million rarest coins. So, how much are these rare 1995D doubled die quarters worth? Well, the prices can vary based on the coin's condition and how clear the doubling effect is, but typically, you're looking at anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 for a high-quality specimen in decent condition. Rarest coins. But here's where it gets really exciting. A perfectly preserved 1995D double die quarter graded by professionals at companies like PCGS or NCO can sell for much higher amounts. In fact, one of these rare coins, in pristine condition, has been known to fetch upwards of $10,000 at auction. And for the absolute highest quality specimens, the numbers go even higher. Some collectors have paid as much as $20,000 or more for a 1995D double die quarter in flawless condition. The most expensive